Good morning, class. I want to invite you to sit on the floor so we can go through our next reading teaching point. We've been learning this past trimester of how to support a claim with appropriate evidence. And now we want to take a step further and be able to analyze interactions within a text. So please watch me as I model how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and start by reading the text. It says, in 1941, many countries of the world were at war. In Europe, Germany and Italy were fighting together to expand their territories. Germany had already taken over many countries, including the Netherlands, Poland, Denmark, and France. Germany has also been bombing Great Britain. The war in Europe had spilled into Africa, with German and Italian troops fighting British troops in North Africa. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because there is an idea that is becoming prevalent to me. So on my post-it, I'm first going to mark analyzing interactions in a text because that's a type of post-it that I'm making. And I'm going to section that off just to keep myself organized. So the first thing I know is that the idea in this passage is about Germany and the Axis powers expanding their control. Now, what makes me think this is that in this paragraph, it says that Germany and Italy were fighting together to expand their territories, and it says that Germany had already taken over other countries and that they had been bombing Great Britain. So that makes me think that they were already fighting against each other. And then it says that the war in Europe had spilled into Africa. So this is becoming a major conflict. So it made me think that the main idea of this section was that Germany and its Axis powers, which are like its allies, were expanding their control. So the second thing I want to note is, well, who does this influence? So this idea most influences the other European countries. And I'm going to clarify the other non-Axis European countries. So those are countries who are not allies or friends with Germany. I notice this because it says that Great Britain and obviously these countries that were taken over here had been affected and were being influenced by Germany's move to take over more territories. So the last thing on my post is I want to figure out, well, how do they respond? So I'm going to write the European countries responded to Germany's advances by fighting back. In the text it says that the war, and it says that they have been bombing and fighting British troops, that obviously these other countries were just taking what Germany was doing and not doing anything about it, but they were fighting back for their freedom. So I wanted you to know how I analyze interactions in a text. So I went ahead and read the passage, and the first thing I did was identify what the idea of this passage was about. The next thing I did was identify how this idea, or ask myself how this idea influenced an individual or a group of individuals. And in this case, it was how Germany influenced non-Axis European countries. And the last thing I did was how does this individual or this group of individuals respond? So, and again, in this case, the European countries responded by fighting back. So I hope this helps you figure out how to create a post-it for analyzing interactions in the text. The first thing you want to do is identify the idea. Secondly, ask yourself, whom does this idea influence the most? And lastly, you want to see, how does this individual respond?